Yeah.
The ladies. Hi brothers and sisters.
Hi there.
Here we are in our little lounge room in the van. We came up north to Darwin for the warmth, and we've been hit with a cold blast from down south, and it's been going for a few days now. The temperature this morning when we woke up was
9 degrees.
9 degrees. So we came up for the warmth and we're hit by a cold blast like that on our journey. Tomorrow or the day after it's going to be 30 again,
Yeah,
33.
33, 34.
Can that hear you?
Yeah.
You better speak up.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were sitting outside having a coffee this morning, and we thought about the heart that Yahusha has for women. And it's a very no-no conversation.
Yeah.
And as we've been discovering for the last couple of years, that Yahusha has transformed the tabernacle temple into our body. So what he is wanting us to produce is the behaviour that he describes right through the book on how we are supposed to be with each other. And it's a very hard topic to bring up with a woman about behaviour and conduct, because she's very practical. She's got so many duties. She's got things she looks after, the home, in the home, the cars, everything. A woman likes to really take the responsibility, shopping, all that stuff, and that's her domain. And sometimes women are inclined to use their situation as a power play. And what we actually want to talk about is what women bring into the marriage with Yahusha. What women bring from the world into their relationships, and why they have so much problem. Remembering that Yahusha has a heart for women. He really loves women because he created her for the man. But coming to terms with who she is in Yahusha and who she was in the world is a very, very hard task. Why are you saying yeah?
Because it has been so hard. It's been the hardest thing I've ever tried to attain, because as you come into a marriage, you love your husband, you fall in love, and you want to be right and be a good wife. And then coming into the belief and into the body of Yahusha.
And what does Yahusha say we have to become?
Yahusha says we have to become one.
And we're both not one.
No.
When we start.
No. And it's just so opposite and so different. It's just the most unusual situation you find yourself in, because you've grown up and you know what to do, and you know who you are, and you've gone through life, and you get to this point where you want to have a good relationship.
What's the one that we have to become in your mind? What's the one?
One mind about everything.
Look at the camera, don't look at me.
We have to become one-minded. And I couldn't become one-minded with Chris because I wouldn't, because I had so many different ideas and opinions, and my opinion didn't line up with his, and the argument was just dreadful.
What has to come in between us that's right, that we have to take on and change from what we were into what is right. What is it?
Well, it's Yahushas' word.
Yeah, but that doesn't explain it.
Well,
It's all in the B.
in his behaviour, we have to have the same one behaviour, and
Like-minded, be one mind.
yeah, be one-minded to.
So you have to agree.
You have to agree on everything.
On it, on what?
Everything.
That's about it.
And
isn't
that seems impossible because you have so many different opinions and different ways of doing things. You're brought up in a different way, and to come to the same behaviour, to come
Minded
one-minded, and to know
and agree.
is just the hardest thing, because you feel so unsatisfied, and you feel like you're just giving everything to the way your husband wants to do things. You're doing it how he wants all the time, and nothing is given to how you want to do things. And it just seemed one way.
And what's the problem with that?
And the
do
prob-
you think?
Well, the problem with that is
Now,
you're checking all the time to see, is this what Yahusha wants? Is this the way? Is this what really is? Is this true? Can you trust this? And it's all very difficult, because you have this new belief. You love Yahusha, you've come and you've accepted him, but you want to live his way, but then you've got conflicting ideas about it.
so what do you have to do about the confliction? What do you have to do about it? We have the word, don't we?
Yeah.
We have to both put our minds
Yeah.
into what the behaviour Yahusha wants from both of us.
Yeah.
And it has to become, we have to agree,
Yeah.
have the same mind
Yeah.
on it.
Well, I found that very difficult, because I wanted to have
But who's
what I
right?
felt.
Us or...
The word's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, his
I
truth
was
is
the
right.
same as you. I had the same fight. But what he says about behaviour
Yeah.
on everything
Yeah.
is the last word.
Yeah.
But we have to come together and agree that that's
Yes.
the way.
Yes.
That's it.
But that takes a lot of talk, a lot of conversation, a lot of talking
Well,
things
if,
out.
like women, have
Yeah.
a lot of that in their heads, but men are a bit different. They'll see it and they'll say, right. But
Yeah.
women, men don't have the guts to confront their wife.
Yeah.
That's a big, big problem.
Yeah.
It's a lack of manhood.
Yeah.
And the manhood that a man has in the world is all on knowledge and prowess, what he can do.
Yeah. Status and everything.
But with a woman,
Mm.
sure, talk about it. Talk around. That's what a woman's bringing in from the world into
Yeah.
a marriage. And there's a big confliction between men and women.
Yeah.
Men haven't got the guts to confront the wife. Women have more guts than men and will attack. So if he's a fool, he'll break down and give in.
Yeah.
If he's a fool, but if he's going to stand up for the word and become the man that Yahushua wants us to become,
Yeah.
he has to do that. But there's such gutlessness in men today.
Yeah.
They're afraid of the women. They're afraid of so many things, because the woman, boom, 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 she wants to dominate. He
Yeah.
wants to dominate. He wants to shut up and let her fall on the face.
Yeah.
But there's not love there.
No.
You know, it's about who's going to win. That fight shouldn't even be considered. We should be saying, what does Yahushua want?
Yeah.
How does he want us to behave this and behave that? Have the one mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then in the midst of it all, you're going to have a big double cross. Both of us are going to do it.
Yeah.
How the hell are we going to get through
Yeah.
this to become one-minded? Well, Yahushua said you can.
Yeah.
So we can.
Yeah. And when you started to speak straight to me and speak the truth to me, that used to rip into my heart. And then I'd be angry because you hurt me. And I'd have to, I'd want to get you back for that hurt. But that hurt was ripping the unclean, ripping the wrong behaviour out of me and revealing to me. And to see my behaviour is the most excruciating pain. And I didn't think that you'd been through that. I thought, well, how can you just say that to me?
Well, how do you know I had been through it?
Because you changed. You weren't that same person. Your whole behaviour changed. Over a period of time, I could see that happening.
Yeah.
And I liked the change because you weren't horrible to me anymore. So I could see that, Yahusha was moving in your life, in your heart, and I was enjoying that, but I was still very guilty about how I was. So I couldn't let go.
Could you see that I could see that?
Yeah, I could see.
So
And
the
I
three
was
rules,
hiding from you a lot.
3 rules came in handy. I knew you were hiding.
Yeah.
3 rules came very handy.
Very revealing. They came in very handy because they show you exactly what you're doing.
3 rules are for yourself.
Yeah.
Am I letting him have it?
Yeah.
Am I, what is it? Taking this personal? Am I, the 3rd rule?
Making excuses.
Making excuses. And that's for us to do that.
Yeah.
And there's so much scripture involved in that, it tears you to pieces.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the tearing to pieces.
Yeah.
When I used to talk to you, if I'm speaking the word and the word's true, what's hurting you?
It's the word, the
And so
sword
you,
going in, and I didn't
in
realise it was
half
the sword.
worldliness, half Yahusha, attacked me.
Yeah.
And so where's that thought coming from?
Yeah, that's demon's thought.
See, you just got to check it out.
Realising those words ripping into you, they do rip into your heart.
Yeah.
And men don't realise that when they do speak to their women, that power that rips in, it affects them so much. It affected me so much. I wouldn't let you have it at all, but it came on me, and it would just make me crash and see what I was doing. So that is the way that's the only way that I
You don't think there's another way?
Well, if a man's not doing the right thing and living the right way, it says that women by their behaviour can win the man over. But, that's if a woman is stronger in Yahusha than the man.
Well, if the man's not listening, doesn't want to know Yahusha, pushes it away because of what? Failure in
themselves.
Right, so a woman's behaviour, if she behaves the way Yahusha says, she can win him over, and that's what we're talking about, the heart Yahusha has for women.
Yeah.
He wants women to know that they can stand on his word, and it will win, it will accomplish, it will achieve the goal where they can both come to one mindedness in their behaviour of scripture. That's what it's all about, life really. How we behave, his words on his earth. A lot of people think he doesn't own me, it's not his world, I can do what I want. And they bring this into the marriage, and it's totally the opposite. So, what does that mean?
Nothing.
Huh?
Nothing.
Oh.
That's outside.
So then this is what we have to do to achieve, to come to oneness. When did you realise that you were wasting your time with your efforts? What changed you to say, I can see this, I want Yahusha's way, and you started to change?
It was a progress of the pain that I was going through in the head and my body.
So what do people think about this pain Yahusha gives us, like Mark was saying in his sermon last night? He jabs you with a goad, and and he burns you in your heart. You know, when did you start to realise this process and change?
I think when I got to the point where I couldn't change you, I couldn't affect you, nothing I did was
So what
right.
did you do to change
I had
and
to
find satisfaction in yourself? You know, what did you do inside yourself?
The first thing is I had to stop judging you,
That's hard.
and the person right in front of me, 24/7, we worked together, lived together. To anything that came in, I wanted to let you have everything, and that was a chore. That was a test for me to try and do that, and I didn't. I kept picking myself up on it, but I could see if I had nothing against you,
Progress.
I would
Win.
feel better, and I would win, and I wouldn't have that aggression.
So who are you fighting in that behaviour?
Well, it's demons in my mind all the time, and that's what we
Was
come
in your
out of.
mind all the time.
We have in us in the world as we come into a marriage. We have all those things in us of how we've lived. I know we've been immersed and all our past is gone, but the habits and those behaviours are still raging in us.
Manifesting.
Yeah,
Raging.
And the reason that I didn't want to give them up, because that was me, and I felt like I needed to be strong and
What has to happen to the self?
die. But then I felt so unsatisfied for so long.
Yeah.
I just
Dead.
felt like nothing, and I didn't have anything
I
to
went
go
through
on.
that too, yeah.
And I felt like I'm just a waste here. I'm nothing. And you know, Yahushas loves me, but
And
I can't
how
see
would
it.
you explain that now? How would you explain it now that you're here and you understand the waste you went through, all that? How would you explain it?
That's Yahushas.
What's happening to you?
I'm dying to myself. Yeah.
That's what you were doing, dying
Yeah.
to yourself. Why don't they teach this to
Because
men and women? Why? What's going
Because
on?
they don't die to themselves. They want to keep all their personality. They want to keep their vigour and their life and their who they are, their reputation, all that. They want to keep all that. And yet you look at all that, and that's worldly. It's of the self. It's ego. It's all sorts of dreadful attitudes towards Yahusha, and the way.
Demonic.
Yeah, it's demonic, and the way that believers come into Yahushua and think that they can exist with all that in them and still have the truth.
And do you see that happening in the teachers of today?
Yeah.
They won't go through this process, will they? They don't want to subject themselves to
die.
the altar
Yeah.
to die.
Yeah.
They have to put themselves on the altar. This is their reasonable service.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to do that, you are unreasonable.
Unclean. I mean, Yahushua's saying you've got to die to yourself. You've got to throw yourself on the altar. You've got to put yourself.
They don't understand.
Give up your
it, do they?
life, such as it is. You've got to give up your life.
All because the temple has been changed to the body. The same function that's going on in the temple should be going on in the body.
Yeah.
It has to be cleansed.
Yeah.
There has to be sacrifices brought.
Yeah.
People have to repent to Yahusha. And if you don't have a fellowship with that facility from the temple change to the assembly and the bodies, you don't have that functioning, how can people grow and change and have the supernatural experience of Yahushua in their life? They've got it all wrong. They are so wicked.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been to Lou and Phyllis's house and we've seen how they behave in their hearts. We've been there. We can see Lionel and his wife. We can see what they're both like. They're so nasty. You know, That's not what it's about. They're trying to protect their little kingdoms that they've got there. That's not what it's about. You've got to build an assembly, not your own kingdom. You've got to have an assembly where people can come, be in the presence of Yahusha and learn and change and grow and communicate with each other and experience him. Yahusha has a heart for the women. He wants the women to know they can do this. They can stand on his word and experience his supernatural power in their homes, and then their husband will be converted because of their behaviour. But they won't preach this to women. They won't give women the right and the strength and the knowledge to know that they are able, because they're squashed by the men and their stupidity. Religious, that's what it is. And it's death, and it's not alive. Yahushua wants his assemblies to be alive and kicking, and there's dramas and all sorts of things going on, isn't there? We've watched that happen, and it's wonderful to watch it, to know the movement of the Spirit. They don't teach that. They don't even know it. They haven't gone in there to experience it. They're having themselves on. That's why I'd say run for your life, brothers and sisters. Get out of it and come into Yahusha. Form your own fellowship. His Spirit will guide you. We don't need to be under men, and that's what men are doing, dominating. Whereas the women have to be set free to become themselves in Yahusha. And that's what he wants. Women, if they take hold of this, come walk around, and if there's insults coming at them or persecution, they can weather the storm. They can endure it. They stand on his word. They can achieve what he said they can. And women are not given the equality.
No.
They're not given understanding that they are beings that know Yahushua and experience him in many different ways to what a man would. So the women are squashed again by religion. Yahushua's not like that. He's supernatural, and a woman can see things happening if she would only enter in and take hold of it for herself. She can live a powerful life. You know, even if you're old, like we're old, 75, you can bear much fruit in old age. So take hold of it, girls. Go for who you are. What do you want to say before we finish,
I just
lovey?
know that as you come to know Yahusha and you want to be a woman of Yahusha, you can get over all the effects of the world. You can get through that, brothers and sisters. And Yahusha did have that compassion for women, and women can come in, and as a wife, we are an amazing help and an incredible partnership coming together with our husband. If we go and try and do it by ourselves, that's where the problem is. We want to be someone and out there and being recognised with who we are and what we've achieved.
A stupid husband should recognise you, shouldn't they?
Yeah, but to come together as a team and supportive, that's the amazing, wonderful satisfaction that you can get, so that you, with your husband, you can encourage and you can be there, and you have so much help. You have so much to say within a marriage, and you are accepted. Your words are accepted, and you can hear from Yahushua all the time. And it's just so wonderful, because there is a time where that unsatisfaction will be relieved, and Yahushua will just pour into you the trust that you can have, the total trust you can have in being together and knowing that your husband is there for you and you are there for him. This is so exciting, brothers and sisters, because I know that Yahushua wants that union to become one, that we can actually become one and know that he is working through us in all our different roles.
And people that come through it, Victor, and are in a fellowship, what can they add to the fellowship when they're both together as one? People can see them. wives and husbands, even if you're a single woman,
Yeah.
you can still have this relationship with Yahushua.
Yes.
You don't need the man.
Yeah.
You know?
Through your behaviour, I mean, people can see if you've got it together, your behaviour will just speak words, speak millions of words. Your behaviour, it's all about how you act and how you are putting the word to action.
So you can see
Yeah.
how wise my darling is. She's got a lot to say underneath there. Everyone thinks she's quiet, but she ain't. You, if you want to talk to Victoria, get in touch with her and have a chat. Listen, brothers and sisters, it's been wonderful just to share this with you. Remember, Yahusha loves you ladies. He's all for you ladies. And just go there. We love you and thanks very much. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.